Okay, welcome back to Enterprise Vibe Code. I am Mike Lady. I'm a senior DevOps engineer. Sorry, I'm getting my setup down. All right, I am Mike Lady. I'm a senior DevOps engineer with 11 years industry experience, and I believe vibe coding with AI agents can change the world. My views are my own and do not necessarily represent my employer. I know there's a lot of skeptics out there that say vibe coding will never work when they really mean it doesn't work for me yet. I want to try to change their minds on that. This project is my response to an internet filled with one-shotted toy apps and hype videos that skip the interesting middle debugging bits where things get hard or uncertain. Like real work. I want to be an example of a real developer doing real things out in the open, working on my own open source projects, demonstrating tips and tricks, techniques, and basically how I'm using AI agents. Not just like, oh, you should use AI agents. It's just like there's a skill to it, I believe. And hopefully this is like an open source version of like, hey, how can the average developer use agents in their daily work and be effective with them. Please feel free to play this on 2x speed because it makes things more interesting. Because who doesn't like kind of elite hacksaws like typing madly at the keyboard and like and explaining what they're doing. Because like it's, if you watch at 1x, it's going to go pretty slow. Even for me, like I review this at 2x speed. So feel free to play this on a faster speed because I know I talk slow, and especially when I'm thinking and kind of coming up with stuff to say on the spot. I'm just like, I'm showing what's happening. I'm thinking about what's happening, and I'm kind of responding to it. So feel free to speed me up. Please smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm and help get more people vibe coding sooner. So I'm just kind of feel obligated to say that in the first couple minutes here. So I kind of want to make this a thing. So I'm drinking Kirkland brand cold brew and pouring it into my nice glass, just because I'm doing this super early in the morning, and I don't really have time to do this any other time of the day. So you're getting me in the morning. Let's see. Well, let's just make sure the stream is up. Okay, cool. Yep. Sweet. Cool. Let's see. Oops. I didn't want to do that just yet. Okay. So I was talking about Beats MCP server last time, and we added it to Claude, and turns out it was a lie. I think I did it on my work computer, where I was like, because the Claude came back with I guess we're going to here now. We're in beads here, and beads MCP, and then the documentation itself says CLI plus hooks is recommended over MCP. It uses 1 to 2K tokens versus 10 to 50K tokens for MCP schemas. So this kind of shows maybe for simple things, it's worth it to just use the binary. And there's probably a trade-off at some point where MCP makes sense, and I kind of like, oops, there, yeah. For simple things, yeah, we should favor binaries, like super duper, like not heavy, whatever return values, or like we're not returning a bunch of text to the agent. Binaries generally should be pretty simple, right? Like we're not going to get a wall of text probably out of binaries that are well supported and well documented or whatever. So I feel like, but there is like a case where like you want an MCP server in between the agent and whatever data source that you're looking at, right? So for example, at work, I help maintain the Jenkins MCP server. And I added some functionality where, like, if you return just the plain Jenkins log, that's too much context. Like, that overloads the agent, right? So you have to kind of do some work on the MCP server side to kind of like, I had to find the error, like through various like regexes and whatever, like return the lines around the error. And then I gave it kind of a log scanning functionality where it like kind of gives you 100 lines at a time, of like, whatever, give me line 100 to 200 or 50 lines. Like the agent chooses like how much it receives. So I think conceptually, if we're going to be designing interfaces between agents and other systems, we have to kind of be aware of how much context we're receiving, and is that if there's among multiple methods of like MCP servers versus like binaries, like among multiple methods of getting this information, we should kind of err on the side of, you know, like simple is better. Like keep it simple, stupid, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to remove that. We're going to remove the beads MCP server now. So let's do Claude. We're in enterprise vibe code, but it doesn't really matter. Please remove, or actually maybe I want to go Claude, or I think I do it here. You may, yes. Please remove beats MCP server. Yeah. So I'm not doing this with like my normal agents setup or whatever. Just because this is a pretty straightforward, like it's not like a long-term project thing. I don't need to make a bead for this. It's configure globally. Beads related permissions. MCP beads. Yep. Well, that's. Okay, cool. So if I do Claude MCP list, it only gets Auggie. So just a reminder, Auggie MCP, that's like a context engine where we added it to improve kind of the memory of a code base. Like it helps agents find things in the code base easier because it does some work up front for pre-indexing whatever code that you're looking at. So it saves it in a special way that it makes it easier to look up later. So, okay, cool. So removed beads MCP. So kind of getting back to like, we did this enterprise vibe code website. This isn't actually the project that I wanted to do. This was just kind of like an intro project where I just wanted to do something to get off the ground. And like you probably don't want to like watch me write blog posts or whatever right here, or design, like adding content here isn't like super interesting. So my main project is called Roxas. So yes, it was in response, or not in response, but like a play off of the OpenAI Sora like video generation model, and I thought I would use Sora because I just, so the idea is that we take every git commit or git like PR merge, like commit to master or tag or whatever thing that we want to. I might need to turn my gain down. That might be too loud. Nah, it's okay. Whatever. We'll see. Whatever PR change on code, whatever code change, we would basically like create a new social media post. Yeah, the gain might be too loud. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out like settings in real time here. So like my original idea was like, all right, like open source projects, we need to be able to market them, right? Like there's always an issue with open source projects not being funded. Some people are just doing kind of like free labor that supports the entire internet sometimes, right? Yeah, the important ones are funded by big tech and are sometimes even like purchased. Like see Anthropic this week purchasing Bun. I had never heard of Bun before, but apparently they're important, and apparently they're like Anthropic has a dependency on them. So I guess that makes sense. But so it's kind of like an acqui-hire there. So okay, so basically I want to make marketing open source projects easier. So the people with money do not go through GitHub and do not track open source projects. They're not like, oh boy, let's go look at the latest open source projects. Like, yeah, maybe it eventually filters to them through their developers, but often like developers just use things, and yeah, they may have to run it through legal or whatever, but they never like the results of the open source project never make it to kind of like decision makers' ears. Like they don't care about open source, who maintains it, if it's funded or whatever. Like if they're taking a dependency, they're just taking it for free, right? So I just kind of wanted to bridge the gap between GitHub as a social, quote unquote, social media platform and real social media platforms, and kind of automate like with AI slop, basically take a git commit, the git diff, and create a LinkedIn post out of it, or an X post, or a whatever else, whatever you can think of. I kind of wanted to create a buckshot. Well, that's a different project, but a way to like automate kind of like the product manager type of middle work where you kind of have to explain what you're doing. Like I had a post or like, yeah, earlier this week of like, yeah, 50% of your job is coding and the other half is explaining what you did. Like people get into software development just to like be hands down, like heads down, hands on keyboard coding. But ultimately somebody has to like understand what you're doing and pay for it. And I think developers just get too locked into kind of like, oh, well, it should just be self-evident. Well, it's not always self-evident, right? Like if you're working on Linux printer drivers for 20 years and you're a graybeard at that, like you may have someone explain it to you. Like people are like, what do you do exactly? And same, like the modern, that was like a 10 years old example, but like, or 15 years old example, but like the modern today is like, oh, I work on an internal tool that does logging for a internal API service that does whatever, right? Like some like abstraction on top of an abstraction on top of an abstraction. Like you're, especially in the enterprise world, right? Like all these companies like have their own internal systems, and we have a hard time explaining even to our friends and family what exactly we do, because it requires so much context, and we're building abstractions on top of abstractions. So I kind of want to help alleviate that, at least for open source, and kind of help market on social media, like that, what open source projects do. Anyways, this could be abstracted even further, and it could be used for nefarious purposes of like AI slop generator. Like I could totally see this like going that way too, because like if I abstract it, if it's like on one end it's AI slop generator, on the other end it's marketing as code, and I see like a completely automated marketing engine where you make a change on your SaaS, if that SaaS is open source, or maybe not even open source, like you plug it into Roxas, and then that generates like a feature update post for your social media. Maybe that's like, and it does not necessarily have to automatically post or anything. Like it's just a kind of suggestion of like, hey, we could post about this because you're making these changes. So anyways, that's the idea of the project. We're nowhere near that yet, and I totally forget where I'm at. So let's use Claude to embeds. Yes. Let's use Claude to figure out where we're at in the Roxas project, because it's been at least a week since I worked on it. Where are we at in the Roxas project? So yeah, it's running BD ready to like look at what beads are ready, and it's using Git to figure out what's going on, the ready work, Okay, yeah, I think I was like in a weird like. Okay, yeah, I was working on like auth, like actual. What it is, open source service to transfer Git commits and LinkedIn posts using AI. Chat GPT-4 for summaries, Dolly for images. It's done. So yeah, so I've got some stuff in AWS. Um, I guess I'll show this over time, but um, it's all the. Let's see, maybe I'll GitHub Roxas. Okay, I have a pull request open, and I guess I do have like system diagrams here that might be helpful. Oops. Yeah, so GitHub push, webhook, API gateway. It's just a Lambda right now. Webhook handler. So to orchestrator. So yeah, whatever information comes from the webhook goes to GPT-4, goes to Dolly, and then eventually goes to LinkedIn. But yes, LinkedIn banned my test user account, and I kind of have to ask them nicely, hey, what can I use as a test user account? I'm trying to develop the service. That's that'll be an issue. I need to do that. But component architecture, yeah, let's see what's going on here. Webhook handler, orchestrator. Yeah, so this orchestrator like Lambda thing takes the information from the Git, pushes it to GPT-4, Dolly, and then takes those kind of like summaries and the image, and then pushes it to like any. Right now it's just LinkedIn, but at some point any number of like social media sites. OpenAI client, LinkedIn client. Okay, infrastructure. Oh yeah, this is kind of the interesting bit here, at least for me as DevOps person. I was on a team that used a nice little separation of concerns with, or not separation of concerns, but like we had a AWS prod account and AWS dev account, and then each PR spun up a new stack and kind of the service that we use. So I kind of copied it, or not copied the work thing, whatever, but like that pattern of having a dev AWS account just so I can test all kinds of changes on PRs and not really care if they blow anything up or not. And then I have a prod account where everything's real and everything is working, and I try to not break that. Let's see. So dev, so we, oh shit. Sorry. Did not plan this out. So we're in the dev account. There are certain architecture things here where shared RDS for PR deployments. So the database, again, so what's exciting about this is that I am not an expert in anything AWS. I know a little bit, enough to be dangerous, enough to do stuff, but it's kind of allowing me to do like systems design stuff where I'm actually doing the thing, right? Versus, I don't know, like you're expected to do like system design interviews and stuff, and like looking at those, it's like it's all theoretical, and I'm like, I haven't actually done any of this stuff yet. I've never like whatever, like big company, you get like kind of specialized. You're in a role, and your role is to do whatever. For me, CI/CD pipelines. That's kind of like my thing. But like DevOps as a whole is very broad, and you have to know a lot of stuff. And this is my way of like learning a broader picture of how an end-to-end app works, or how an app works end-to-end. I guess that's how you say that. Shared RDS for PR deployments. So basically, RDS takes a long time to deploy, and I wanted to kind of speed up my PR deploys. So I have a shared database for all the PRs. Like, so the kind of design considerations here is that, oh, now that's like different from prod, right? But I only really care about the kind of the speed of the PRs right now, and that this is kind of broader. This is what I mean by the DevOps discipline and DevOps processes being super important for vibe coding or AI driven development. Is that if we define our processes and we put a lot of work into our processes and our framework, or our like way of shipping code, if we put a lot of work into that up front, we can then add to it relatively like painlessly. Like our velocity is going to be way higher, or our shipped velocity is going to be way higher versus like, because we're going to like prevent regressions, right? Like that's the whole thing. It's like we're trying to safely ship new features and add to our app without breaking things. In the current state of vibe code is that we're just kind of like like people just recklessly add new things, and they may not understand or try to test things that they're breaking, or the things that may break. So anyways, I think having DevOps, like particularly my skill set, I don't know, CI/CD pipelines, I think they're cool. And I think because they block even just junior developers, or goes so far as to say one nefarious developer can't take down the whole system, right? Like there's processes in place. Unless they're like DevOps, then we're kind of screwed. Unless if they don't have the keys to the kingdom, one developer shouldn't be able to take down the whole system. And same thing with agents. Like we should be able to say, all right, we have PR checks on here. You can't merge without passing PR checks. And a PR check like includes a deploy. I'll go to the PR here, this PR that we have. So we have a test. We run like tests. I don't know what like again. Sorry, I just coughed in your ear. So yeah, I don't know what any of these tests do. Like this is completely vibe coded, and I am hoping that these tests cover things. Hang on, my cat is. I don't know if you can see him back there or not, but he's like getting on top of stuff that he shouldn't be. But oh well, whatever. He'll figure it out. So I've got a bunch of tests. It wrote these tests. I don't know what they do, but they're tests, and they describe the current state of the world. So that's all I really care about. So then, also what happens is that we deploy. We deploy to the dev environment on PRs, like I was talking about earlier. and we do a Terraform apply. We build the Lambda package. We're writing in Golang because another tidbit I got from Steve Yegi reading his stuff is that like statically typed languages tend to work better. So things like Golang, these statically typed languages tend to like fit together like Lego blocks, right? Hence like the Lego block themed in the the pictures around enterprise vibe code, the graphics, if you will, if the intro and all that, that's kind of a reference to this. Is like if we can give the computer, the agent, like Lego blocks to play with, and they all connect together like really easily. Sorry, I'm just looking at my cat. It's much easier to manipulate for the agent. So statically typed, there's much more defined contracts and things like that between all the different parts of the code. So anyways, it does a Terraform apply, and yeah, it has all these different things here. I guess it's open to the internet, so yeah, don't spam me, I guess. Please don't. But I mean, the PR is gonna get torn down as soon as it's merged in. So anyways, okay. Let's look at this PR. I guess this is what's going on. There's integrate web router Lambda entry point. Something about auth, I think. The webhook handle. Here's go a webhook. / webhook, validate webhook secret. Yeah, again, like this is me creating a new app end to end. I've never really done any backend development before, so this is all new, and I may or may not be doing something right here or wrong. So yeah, who knows? And I think this is the part where people are vibe coding a bunch of apps and they're using other people's backends, and they're also like brand new to coding, and they're not necessarily I think they're more trying to achieve product market fit along those lines, and just having something that just barely works, which is fine. Like that's one way to go about it, but like I'm more concerned about creating the system that ensures. Sorry, my cat is getting into things. Okay. All right, whatever. I'm more concerned from a kind of DevOps perspective of like, all right, what's a system that's a good pattern? I'm more about the pattern here of how can we develop a generalized way of making CI/CD for agents, or like DevOps for agents, or a way to control agents such that they can generate whatever code, and we're creating like hard guardrails, because again, like what I think I mentioned before, was like, yeah, we have to treat these agents as if they're junior developers, right? They're members of the team. So that means we have Git branch protection rules, and we just so nobody like pushes directly to the main and like overwrites it or whatever. So we need a pull request, and then we need to status checks to pass before merging. and we need the branches to be up to date. So you two branches don't like diverge and then try to both merge to main and then they like collide, right? We want kind of a, if we have multiple PRs going at the same time, we want those things to like update the base history and make sure that they work together. So that's, yeah, that requirement. Require branches to be up to date before merging. So these are all like enforced at the repo level guardrails to treat agents as if they were real developers. So we can merge this right now. I'm not totally sure what it does. So let's have Claude do a review. And it's on. Please. Oh, I have a prompt for this. Let's see. Agent commands. Let's see. Review, PR, and comments. Oh, but not this one. Please ultrathink and review the current open PR. Please review its code, comments, and related beads. Descriptions. Please assess how well the PR accomplishes given beads. Just leave PR comments. So yeah, it's basically, it's reviewing. I mean, it's not Claude like this session of Claude since we just spun this session of Claude up. So it's as if it's another developer reviewing it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it thinks. And yeah, let's see, what else can I show you to get you up to speed here? Oh, I can show you LinkedIn. Roxas. LinkedIn company. Roxas app. Oh. LinkedIn Roxas app. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So you got banned. Yeah, that's true. So, oh well. I think we just need to talk to LinkedIn and be like, hey, can we have my test user back? Okay. So it's taking a look at. So again, like, I don't think I would use going back to the MCP server chat there. I think, yeah, GitHub. If we added an MCP server around this instead of just using the GH binary, I think it would be even more context because this is pretty simple. Like the return value is pretty simple, and it would just add more. It would cost more tokens. Review that comments. Login, sign won't work properly. Completely understand code. Never pass it. Okay. So it's. Okay, so it's submitting the review comments. Hi, the web router's created without stores. Login authentication not configured. The notation for the initial integration PR should be tracked as follow-up work. Okay. That's funny. It's complimenting itself, which is hilarious. Positive. It's like, good job. That's the first time I've seen that. Okay. So, all right. So now I have an address PR comments thing. So please ultra think and review the current open PR code and comments left by our agents. Please address PR comments. If you think they're relevant for the current scope of PR, if they need to be fixed later in a future B issue, please create the issue or add a comment on existing relevant issue. So basically just work as if you were a regular software developer, and you don't have to address every review or like every comment on your PR review. You can just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to address this later, and like keep track of that comment. Don't let it be whatever. Let it go, right? We did work. We spent tokens to like make these comments. Let's track them. Either say we're going to do them later and like actually write them down in beads and do them later, or we address them now and we do them, right? So let's see what it says. Any chat? Oh, I guess I don't. Anybody in the chat? Nope. It's too early. Okay. I see stores only have mock limitations nowadays at stores yet. Let me create a bead for the high impact issue and address the code changes for the low impact issues. Cool. So it's kind of figuring out like which ones should I do now versus which ones should I do later. So this is the first edit we've done on this particular like project today, right? So a lot of you should burn a lot of tokens in the planning and the review phases, right? Like just like in software development, like we want to plan a lot. We want to really understand what we're doing, what the requirements are, the inputs and outputs, how the transformation should look like, right? Like these are all like very general concepts. And we should have a really good idea of that and spend a lot of time up front planning. And then the implementation should just kind of flow naturally from the plan. Like there shouldn't be any surprises. And the agents make that the planning process super easy, because they can just git restore. Okay. Where are we deleting? Go build. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this looks like remove server binary from staging. Okay. Yeah. So we don't want to like commit the binary to Git. So that's what happened there. So basically all my only restrictions are just around deleting things, rm command. And yeah, that's up to me to understand what it's deleting. Okay, so it is create a follow-up bead. Oh, so it's responding to itself on GitHub. That's hilarious. And I think the kind of plus minus of using binaries is that it kind of fucks it up. Like it can like not understand what the different APIs are or whatever. So it may take a couple commands for it to figure out how to use these binaries. Okay, comments addressed. Store wiring, create a bead for follow-up, scope is PR, redundant, removed and commit. Oh, so did we make an update? Oh, yep, we pushed an update. Nice. And then, so this is the diff of this is addressing the PR comments, this diff, which is cool. So that means now we are running, oh, we ran the checks already. Oh yeah, we deployed. Yeah, so deployment is super quick. It used to take like the new RDS took a long time. So like each commit had to redeploy the RDS, or may not each commit, but like, I don't know. It was set up in such a way that was really slow, but then now it's really fast. So it just changed the Lambda, and that's super quick to modify. So once it deploys, like it can like iterate super quickly and like against real infrastructure and understand what's going on. So again, this project is kind of like, this is enterprise vibe code, is like this page. If I were to, I need to clip this and say this, like, now this is enterprise vibe code. Like, now this is enterprise vibe code. Like, all of the checks at the PR level and the GitHub, the GitHub permission, or like guardrails, and the GitHub like repo guardrails, and the dev environment, like the levels of guardrails for agents. I think we could be doing a much better job at that as vibe coders. And I almost kind of want to figure out, once I'm done with this project, done with Roxas, and kind of push it, make it production, I kind of want to make a abstracted, all of this infrastructure that I have, I want to make that like a separate framework, like somehow abstract that and allow agents to be like, all right, use this. I want to call it the dialed framework. It doesn't stand for anything. It's dialed in, right? Like we are, it's actually, there's this, whatchamacallit, Instagram guy who's it? Daddy Wellness, right? He does like, see, like does like, has a very like, I don't know. he he always, like it's a kind of like a ice hockey type of parlance. Like if you watch the show Letterkenny, he's basically one of those guys, and he's one of the hockey players on that TV show. Like that kind of like bro type of thing. And he says dialed, like his school, SKOL, like his community group, I think is called like Dialed University. So I think it's kind of like a nod to that, as like we want our agents to be dialed. Like we want to have a framework that allows them to just go do the thing with guardrails to keep things dialed in, to keep things it kind of takes away the overhead of you having to worry about agents like blowing away production or breaking production or whatever. Like we want everything to be dialed in such a way that the agents don't have to like care, right? Or like, or you, not the agents don't have to care, but like you are confident in that the agents can't break anything without you knowing about it, or without you like saying okay, at least, right? Or at least you, it surfaces all these different problems in the terminal, hopefully, and then it prevents like agents from breaking things kind of on their own. Anyways, that's a future project. That's the next project after after Roxas is dialed. Okay, so let's get back to this. New beat created, code changes pushed to PR. Okay, and then all the checks pass. So let's say merge PR. So then it goes and figures out, all right, merge the PR. And then what's interesting here is that, oh, yeah, what's interesting here is that it needs to tear down that all the infrastructure that it deployed. So now it's running a destroy job, Terraform destroy, and that goes and cleans everything up. So that's cool. All right, now on main with latest changes, next bead. So I think I'm in some kind of like authentication. This is follow the PR. Okay. All right, sure. So just to kind of, let me do Roxas. And I don't care. Okay, cool. We could do codex here and have it review what's going on here. We can also do, let's break out Gemini. Oh, there's an update. Brew upgrade Gemini CLI. Okay, so I want to review this plan. So let me get the review and comment on the plan. And then let's have Gemini. Oh, I didn't get that upgrade. Interesting. Gemini CLI. Gemini. Interesting. I'll figure that out later. Anyways. Yeah, let's just... Codex is running. I'll figure this out, I guess, on live. Brew, upgrade, Gemini, CLI. Why is that already installed? Huh. Do I need to, like, quit and dev Roxas? I don't know, whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I think that might be good for today. I just wanted to get out of stream. I think I just wanted to like introduce the Roxas project. Since I didn't even explain. It's Kingdom Hearts, right? Like Sora reminds you of Kingdom Hearts from OpenAI. So Roxas is like another Kingdom Hearts themed thing. So, anyways, that's all for today. I just wanted to introduce a project and kind of go through the workflow and demonstrate, hey, this is an enterprise level workflow. This is what I do every day at work. And let's see. Yep. All right, cool. It was successful in deploying to production. It ran the tests and it was all good. So this is enterprise vibe code, this thing right here. And we're going to use enterprise level processes, frameworks, concepts to build an app end to end. Cool. All right. Thanks all.